Fine. Okay, please don't talk. Thank you.
Thank you. So notice what I asked and what I didn't ask. I'm going to remind that. We started by talking about the concept of there are three persons called the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and this.
It's not.
Go on, Mansur, don't be put off. Just go drive.
I will be put off.
Every one thing you say,
I know you for how many years? Many years.
Saw you.
So let us have a decent conversation. So let me speak while you are listening to what I'm saying.
Okay. Carry on.
Right. Brother, 1 second, please. Right. So,
it's
Collin,
confusing. He came
Collin,
to visit me
Collin,
because initially I spoke
Collin,
to
It's
the guy.
important.
Collin,
You came to him. He's entitled to still be in the conversation.
he can be, but I'm speaking, answering to you now. Right. So I asked by demonstrating, giving an example as an illustration of a corruption. And this is just a background to tell you exactly what. Thank you. That corruption happened by adding and forging a Trinitarian verse to demonstrate the Father, the Word, and the Holy Spirit are one. Right? Now, to understand the significance of this corruption, if you say it doesn't matter because it's whatever, I'm saying, look,
1,000 years after they believed.
right? We should be able to find biblical verses which establishes that there are three and these three are one. Remember? We should be able to find that there are three. The Father, the Word or the Son, and the Holy Spirit, because the Word is the Son.
Yeah, and I've just tried.
Wait. That's not my key point. My point has been from the very beginning that these three are one. What are these three? Just like the forged verse in 1 John 5:7, these three are one, it said. So we want to find something similar because that's what the doctrine is. That's three and not two. The three are not three, but the three are one God. So
Now,
instead of
the points that he just raised,
why are you interrupting?
He is not
Can you tell him to not interrupt?
He is
Because I'm about to.
taking the conversation somewhere else. Address
I'm just about
each
to.
individual verse he raised. Address them.
I'm more than happy to let Mansur continue because I anticipate what he's going to say.
Thank you. So now, brothers,
And does not
that's fine.
verses.
The people are.
You to come here.
By the way, those who are watching, do not punch on your keyboards and your monitor and break them because of this irritation that you feel. Be patient and continue the conversation, listening and watching. No. Yeah, give me a few minutes, inshallah. Okay. Right. So now, so what I wanted to demonstrate from, brother, please. So Collin needed to demonstrate that there are verses brother, don't even give him a word. Right. There are verses within the Bible or the New Testament which gives us the demonstration and the doctrine that these three are one. That's what I was asking for. Where are the verses in the Bible which, without any shadow of doubt, tells you, because it gives you black and white, that there are three and the three are one. Instead of doing that, brother, please look at me. Thank you. Don't even look at your eyes over there. Thank you. So instead of providing verses which says that the three are one, what my good friend Collin did is what I didn't ask. I didn't ask him to provide, is the Father a God? And what's the evidence in the Bible why the Father is God? Did I ask him to provide evidence the Holy Spirit is God or the Son is God? Are you listening? Okay, let me remind you what you didn't hear, what I just perhaps.
Oh God!
I am saying.
No.
I did not ask you. Collin,
Mansur,
I
answer
did
the
not ask you
to
provide me a verse in which the Father is God. Can you ask him to shut up and listen?
Can I talk to you?
Thank you.
I understand.
No. Let me tell you what I demanded. Right. Or requested rather kindly from you, Collin. Brother, please, what's wrong with you?
He's talking to me, man.
But why are you even talking back to him?
talking to me first, bro.
Subhanallah, this is a test of your patience today.
God, man.
Yes, go ahead. Collin.
So you're comfortable.
Collin.
This is none of your points.
Collin.
For now I am.
Thank you.
Now I am.
Collin.
It will become apparent.
My good friend Collin, I did not ask him. Now I'm going to tell you what I didn't ask. I did not ask you, Collin, to provide to me biblical verses in which the God the Father is identified as God. I did not ask you to provide me biblical verses in which God the Son or the Word is identified as God in any way, shape or form. Neither did I ask you to provide me verses in the Bible in which the Holy Spirit is identified to be God. Instead, what I asked you is simple. Show me verses in which these three are one God.
Okay.
Try again.
Right, here we go. No, you
Try again.
You dive in. Dive in.
A moment.
Please.
My brother, come over here, please. Come over here. My brother, you made me a promise. You told me if Mansur did not address the points
Look at
that
me.
my friend here, Collin, raised, you would come here and tell him personally that he don't address the points.
I'm listening.
Come and do it. My brother, in that case, then you're dishonest. You made a promise. Come on, fulfill it then.
Can you just give me
My
just a bit of
brother,
space
come
to
on,
reply?
man.
Okay,
fine.
Go ahead.
just prior to Mansur's last few minutes that he had, he asked me a previous question where he wanted to see evidence that the Trinitarian formula was found in my scriptures, and that's why he brought out that verse from John, which was a later interpretation. And I think we've squashed that because I then explained to him that the Nicene Creed was over 1,000 years old before that verse even entered into that Bible. So that the King James has no effect on what was already established as the Trinitarian doctrine. Now what I attempted to do was to break down what concepts and what understandings were found in the Nicene Creed, namely one God, Father, Son and Spirit. Then I went through to explain to Mansur how the foundation of the Christian church was entirely Jewish. All the apostles were Jewish, and they brought to the table their previous understanding of God as Father and Spirit, and that didn't make them binitarians. They were still very much monotheists. My next thing as a Christian, I need to find evidences in the scriptures where Jesus claims to be God, was accepted as God, and then I need to put them next to the earliest understanding of the New Testament church and see if they collate. So if the early church fathers had a consensus of opinion on Jesus as God, and those verses are in their own scriptures, then I'm convinced that was the authentic position of the Christians at the time. And this is what I've been trying to do with Mansur. So we got through the first two, which is the Father and the Spirit that came to the table via Judaism. Now, if you could just allow me, rather than me give opinion, I'd rather give you 4 evidences than half an hour of my opinion. So the next thing I'm going to go to is verses in the Bible where Jesus claims to be God, was accepted by God, and then how he was understood to be God by the church fathers. So we'll first of all go to Jesus' divinity. Can I just say
He's
this?
answering the question that I didn't ask.
No, I did. You're asking.
No, I didn't ask any of that.
Mansur, could you just not interrupt, Mansur, please?
But why are you answering a question that I said I am not asking?
Mansur, the people in the camera will
They would
understand
know.
whether I'm
They would
replying
know.
to a series of questions you've asked.
What
me
is my question
to
you're
give
answering?
you evidence
Okay, what is my
for
question
the
you're answering?
Trinitarian formula.
Colin?
And this is what I'm going to...
No,
Mansur,
Colin.
you've interrupted in my own time.
I'm
Please
sorry.
don't.
I apologize.
Please.
But
Would
what
you
is the
allow
question
me to
you-
finish? Would you allow me to
I would allow you to finish, but can you remind me what is the question that I asked you?
You've asked me twice in various forms to provide me with evidence from the Christian Bible for the Trinitarian formula.
No.
Yes.
No. Let me
Yes.
clarify because you misunderstood.
Right, what
So
are you
because
asking me to
you've
provide?
misunderstood, it's obligatory on me to clarify my
As long as
position.
you're not hijacking my reply.
No,
That
I'm
would
not
be
going to.
disingenuous.
No, I am asking you to provide.
We're nearly there.
Is he
We're
again?
we're nearly not going to be able to continue the
Colin,
conversation.
okay.
because I haven't been allowed to give the fullness of my
Oh, no,
reply.
no, that's not happening. That's not happening.
With all due
Please,
respect to
carry
Mansur,
on.
he's
No.
going to give me the same question he asked before, and I'll know whether it was what he asked me.
Sure.
Please tell me again
Thank
what
you.
you want evidence to.
Thank you,
what?
Colin.
What do you want to know?
Because you said I'm asking you to provide the Trinitarian formula, which I am not. So I'm going to now tell you what I wanted you to provide.
Talking in circles.
Listen, just listen to the last part. What?
I have been from the very beginning asking you to provide one thing only, which is verses that indicate there are 3 persons which are one God.
Right. My position, first of all, was in the Nicene Creed. It says, "I believe in one."
I'm not asking you to
God."
Nicene
Let me
Creed.
please, Mansur.
Man, be quiet, man.
Now, the Nicene Creed formula.
He's irritated because he can't find any.
arranged
Quiet, Mansur.
in order of value and in order of truth. The first thing is, I believe in one God. Every subsequent verse in the Nicene Creed must be understood with that as the primary text and understood as the one God. So when we then break it it down to Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, we already can see the Christians are saying, I believe in one God, and these are the three components that we accept as being the one God. Then I've given Mansur two sets of evidences from the Old Testament, and I was just about to give the final ones where the Christians who constructed the creed, who formulated the New Testament and with the New Testament church, how they understood Jesus to be God. But I've been attempting to do that and thwarted, and I don't want to say that you're being disingenuous or insincere, Mansur, but I don't see a lot of profit now because it seems we're playing semantics. But I value the conversation.
Okay, because hang on, Collin, no disrespect, no disrespect. I do feel sincerely there is a comprehension issue here.
Yeah, cheers.
Look, I do feel sincerely there's a comprehension issue,
your parts.
or
Continue.
me not explaining to you. What I didn't ask is providing to me your biblical verses which identified individual members to be God.
To be the one God.
No.
If multiple members are described as the one God,
Collin,
then
hear me
they
out.
can be assumed
Because
to all be
either
This will
one
be
God.
coherent or not. Let's hear it.
Look, either I'm not making myself
Mansur
clear,
has comprehension.
or you have a comprehension problem. It's
Or
one of these two, right?
comprehension skills.
Do you agree? It's one of these two.
Or you're using
Or
semantics.
you're
No, not
being
semantics.
disingenuous.
So what I want,
You're lying.
just as the verse that we identified to be a forgery, what did this verse say? This
There
verse
are
says
no differences in the core teaching.
that
This
verse.
is the final point. There are no
1,000 years after they were already established.
There are no differences in
Collin,
the core doctrine
Collin,
of Christianity.
Collin,
It doesn't matter
to
what
be
semantics you wanna
sincere,
put.
allow me to finish my
There are
point.
no differences. The way
That
Christianity
verse
understood
by people in the first
I
century
pointed
is the same
out,
way. Which was identified by Christian scholarship to be a forgery.
By Christian scholarship.
Of course.
Well, Bart Ehrman is not a Christian
that
scholar.
verse said this, that there are three that were in heaven.
I know.
Excuse me, can you let me finish, please? Yeah?
No, because you didn't let him finish.
Can you let me finish?
No,
If you want
there
to
is no
repeat
reason.
yourself,
No,
why he
I'm going to
finished.
make, because
when he was talking,
because
you
I
were
think-
talking. So why should he?
I think, Collin, with all due respect, Collin, I think
Why?
you have a comprehension issue,
Maybe I
or you don't want to listen to it. Okay, no. So let me.
If man is talking to interrupt, then stop anyone else.
So maybe I need to make it clear.
Look at anybody else.
Because, Akhi, brother, thank you. If you can't be
You
patient.
remember what you told me when
Thank
we
you.
first
Right?
met?
No, it's fine,
My friend.
Collin.
Kyron, go back to when we met when you said you want to come here and you want to bring spirit.
Collin.
We don't ever change.
Akhi, why are you interrupting this discussion? Jazakallah khairan. Right. Okay, I'll follow you, inshallah. Okay, I need to finish this. It's important to finish this point. Okay, in 5 minutes, look, my friends are waiting for me, so we need to finish this in 5 minutes. Right. So now, okay, Collin, this is the last time I'm going to mention what I'm saying. So why is he interrupting again? Collin, you're letting him interrupt what I'm trying to explain.
Can I just say something? From what I understand, I walked into a conversation you were both hanging.
Yeah, hang on. You know what? Anyway.
Very true.
I remember having a conversation with Hashim, Jam.
All red herrings and Strawman is not going to help this conversation. So now, I'm going to speak to the audience now, Collin.
Several times in this conversation.
Thank you.
I think
Right.
one Dawah member
Right.
can debate
Here.
with two Christians.
Here. What we establish is this. I asked this good friend of ours in Speaker's Corner to provide verses in which the verse says there are three persons which are one God. I am not asking them to provide individually their God. Because the key point is that the three are one. Every single Christian knows there is no such verse. That is why all this smoke screen, all this runaway, all this red herrings and straw man, because he knows very well he cannot find a verse in which in the Bible there are three persons which are one God. So as we've established the disingenuity, the hypocrite nature, the deliberate misunderstanding of the communication that we're having, He's saying he doesn't understand, but he knows very well. But I am demanding something very specific, which is unable. He is going to fail to provide something like that. Because he's going to be a failure, he is going to go with the root of what? Oh, hello, Steve. Steve. Hello, Steve. Hello, how are you? How are you? You're good?
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Right. The discussion we are having was simply for our Christian friends to provide a verse from the Bible in which the three persons are one God.
And why? Why was this?
Because the only verse they have is a forgery.
Do you know someone from Saudi Arabia told me earlier? Now I know you're going to ask for the verse, and I can't tell you the verse, but apparently there's a verse in the Quran where Allah says, or it is said, if Allah wanted to have a son, he could. Are you aware of that?
The word that is used is ittakhadha. If Allah were to take, like how God, Allah took Abraham his friend, it's not about begetting, it's not about giving birth, it's by just taking someone.
So was I right in the quote?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean God having a son. It's just taking.
Have a son.
No. When I say,
What's it say?
I'll explain. If I want to take you as a friend, am I giving birth to you?
No.
Of course not.
So it doesn't say son, it says friend.
No. This taking, either as a friend or a son, this taking.
Take a son, can
You can adopt someone as a son without giving birth? There you go. So that's what it's.
So the quote was talking about
the Quran.
adopting a
The
son,
Quran is
not
saying.
having a
The
son.
Quran is exactly. The Quran is saying simply.
Did adoption exist in?
The Quran is saying if God were to take someone as his son, he could have done so. But of course,
So it's talking about adoption.
of course, he's not literally producing, begetting, giving birth to a son. So that is the intent of the Quran. But here, our good friend Collin, we're going to have to go. So now, as I realize, I think maybe I'm not making it clear. I'm charitable to you. Maybe
Very
it's not.
magnanimous
Hang
of you.
on. Maybe it's not the comprehension issue of yourself. Maybe I haven't made it.
No.
Maybe I haven't made it. Maybe I haven't made it clear to you.
Could not stay on
But
point. A single
all the audience who are listening,
with a single
all the audience who are listening,
So remember that.
somehow
He's listening to you.
all the audience understood what I said. That's something fascinating. Everyone understood, apart from you.
Well, quiz them.
So maybe the English I speak, they understand, but you don't. So anyway, أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله ولكم وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Part of the conversation, you went from being respectful, all of a sudden having an infantile rant.
That wasn't my rant. That wasn't my rant. Everyone understood you. I'm sorry. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you that everyone understood and you don't? Ask yourself. Look, Collin, I don't think I wish to want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I do not wish to talk to you anymore.